has been a long 2-week hiatus, but we are back, people.
Well, it's a week hiatus.
Okay, week. Well, last time we recorded was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it feels like 2 weeks. 2-week hiatus. Anyways, guys, how have you been? What's going on your side as we whisper sweet, beautiful things into your ear? Welcome to the Don't Be Mad podcast with your host, Matthew Rivera, and I'm joined here as always with...
Jason Elias. Welcome everyone. Welcome all in one.
It is a beautiful, sunny, warm Saturday afternoon at the end of October. It's the unofficial Halloween weekend, technically, since Halloween is on like a Tuesday or something.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole bunch of parties tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
You know, I personally am not going to be doing much this weekend, but I know a bunch of people who are getting all dressed up for the scary festivities and getting their candy on and their drink on.
Yeah, I don't know about the candy and all that stuff. That's not necessarily my thing, what I do, but, more power to you if you do it.
Hey, like we always say, drink responsibly, party responsibly.
Yep.
Have an escape plan, Uber it up, do what you got to do.
Yeah, get that Uber ready so, you don't have to drive, especially if you're in Montreal and you have to deal with traffic and construction. Yeah, the best thing you can do is Uber.
Yeah, especially with those costumes on, man. I don't know how people go to the club with costumes on. I can't do it. Like, I have issues with the club when I'm wearing my regular clothes, let alone like having on like makeup and costumes and wigs. Power to you guys that are going to it right now.
People have the strength, man. It's a young man's game now. I don't want to do that stuff, man. I don't dress up for Halloween. I haven't dressed up since Halloween since I was like, I was a kid, man.
The only thing I like about Halloween now is like, I got like the little nieces and little cousins that are running around.
Yeah, if you're bringing them around.
Take them out for trick-or-treating and then, just steal their candy.
My biggest fear now on Halloween is like running over some child or something like that. So I have to go like 10 miles per hour on the road. So,
well, I would hope you take your time on the road all time of the year.
Well, no, I do, but it's just like Halloween. You have to be extra careful, especially with Montreal has a problem with upkeeping. So all the lights are kind of like darkened because trees are overcrowding it. So you can't see the road as normal.
Yeah, if you're hitting those back roads, high beam it up, man.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
I'd rather you blind a child than hit a child. Yeah.
All right, man. So let's get on to the first topic of the day.
Well, to start off, since like I said, we hadn't recorded last week, and we had a few unfortunate deaths come our way. We had Gord Downie from the Tragically Hip, who, we knew he had an untreatable
brain cancer.
So it's like we pretty much knew that time was coming for him. His last album was pretty much a tribute to his fans and his life's work, and just pretty much it was a farewell album that was coupled with a farewell tour.
Yeah.
Kind of a morbid thought, but overall just like a giant thank you for everything he's been able to accomplish through his fans. So we want to give condolences to that family and anybody who was affected by that. Mm-hmm. Like I know growing up listening to Tragically Hip on the radio and everything. So, as a Canadian, you can attribute something from the Tragically Hip to your life at some point.
I knew of Tragically Hip. I didn't really listen to their music or anything like that, but I knew they were like, they were huge here and in the States as well. So wasn't necessarily my type of music, but I can appreciate the music itself.
Yeah.
And what he did in his last couple of months of living, to do all of that and being sick, going on tour and all that stuff.
And he was also like a very heavy advocate for Indigenous rights and even challenged Justin Trudeau to not only like bring in new laws to protect Indigenous people, but challenge them to uphold them and really follow through before like his passing. Like he made it a mission to like have sit downs with Justin Trudeau, which is why when Justin Trudeau had his tribute to Gord Downie, like he was very visibly emotional about it because of just how close he was able to get through like the last few months of Gord Downie's life and in the work that they were trying to do for Indigenous people. So tip of the hat to him and rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man. You did some good things and had great music, and I wish all your family the best. And I hope he left a good lasting impression, especially for Canadians.
The amount of music he has, his legacy will live on forever. Like he is one of those guys that he left enough for us to hold on to and truly appreciate everything he has done for us.
Yeah.
Also, and this loss was so left field, so especially since last episode we specifically spoke about him.
Yeah.
John Dunsworth.
It was
Jim Leahy.
Mr. Leahy from Trailer Park Boys.
I was
passed away.
Completely taken aback by hearing that news.
That was crazy because I'm still, even to this day, not sure what exactly he died from or anything. It hasn't been known publicly yet. But for him just passing away like that, I was like,
it was
wow.
a hit.
I was like, wow, this is a person I grew up watching for
Yeah.
years.
And literally, like, after we recorded the episode, I was like, you know what? Let me go on Netflix, watch a couple episodes of Trailer Park Boys, get that laugh back in my system. And, it's like, I literally went through, like, the first 2 seasons because they're, like, 6 episodes apiece? So,
Yeah.
you can, like, run through them, no problem. But to then get the news, like, in that week that he had passed away, I was just like, it hurt, man. It was so shocking to hear that, man.
Yeah, Leahy passing away, it was like, when I heard he passed away, I was like, oh my God, we just spoke about him. And I don't know how the show can move forward without a character like that. I'm pretty sure it can, because I know he filmed the upcoming season that's coming.
Yeah.
He already had time to film.
Yeah, I feel like that was
stuff.
done already.
But after that, like, how could you move the show on without him? I consider him like, he's the thing that makes the show go, because it's always his antics with Ricky.
Yeah, he was basically like the antithesis to the protagonist, where you needed what he contributed to really push forward what the protagonist would do.
Yeah.
So it's very unfortunate that he's going to be gone. And yeah, I think they can go on, but it's going to be such a different feeling to the show, and even like the movies they do or the stand-up that they do, it's going to be very ominous and weird to see what ends up happening. But overall, it was a tough thing to hear that, because of, like I said, we had literally just spoken about him on the episode previously, and telling you guys, check out Trailer Park Boys, it's worth it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, especially now, like, as a tribute to his life, just check out the first season at the very least. Just pay some respects to Jim Leahy, John Dunsworth, one of the great Canadian comedians and actors that we've ever seen. Yeah,
so rest in peace. I know his daughter plays his daughter on the TV show as well. So that's a big loss, especially for them and his family. And he's a great Canadian. Like, I think for someone to play someone so out of character, because he's a person that's never drank in his real life, and to play a maniacal drunk on the show, it's hilarious. And I how much preparations you have to go into doing that. That's amazing. So rest in peace, Mr. Dunsworth, and
thank you for all the laughs over the years.
And you are now one with the liquor. And if I can, I'm gonna try to insert a clip of that thing. I'll put it in this part,
or at the very least drop a link.
Yes, I'll drop a link.
It'll be so worth it. All right, next up we have, this is going to be, I feel now whenever we talk about anything that's U.S. government related, specifically presidentially related, we'll make it as quick and as simple as possible. Just because, it's triggering. And I like to stay in a happy place. So, let's get to it.
Yeah.
Mueller files the first charges, or at least the first indictments for the Russian probe. So right now we're waiting on Monday to see who's going to be the first person to be called up. Most people are believing it's going to be Mr. Manafort.
Paul Manafort, former campaign chairman for the Trump campaign.
Yep.
He has a dubious past of doing these things in the past, so it wouldn't surprise me at all that he's the one that they actually go for, especially since they said they raided his house and everything like that. Yeah. I could also see maybe Michael Flynn as well.
Possibly, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Also, would it be Donald Trump Jr., I would think, at some point?
That would be a little bit more difficult. I don't think it'll be any of the family yet, because this is still going on.
Not right away, but I'm assuming at some point, because there were... I can't remember if it was Donald Jr. Trump or if it was Eric Trump who had direct meetings with some Russian officials at some point. So I'd assume an indictment would be going one of their ways.
Yeah, it's possible. It'd be possible, but it'd be hard to go after the president's son, because he could pardon him right away before anything happens. And I'm pretty sure, knowing Trump's ego, he'll probably do something like that. Yeah. But that's going to be big political uproar if something like that does happen. But it's most likely going to be Manafort or Flynn, one of the two. If it's not one of them, and somewhere coming out completely out of left field, I'm going to be whoa.
It was a shocker.
But it's Mueller is like the former FBI director too, so he has a lot more information than what he's probably leading on right now
Oh,
for
of
like
course.
just in case for the public.
And that's the thing. Like you wouldn't push to have these charges filed, and the grand jury wouldn't accept them unless they knew there was something there that was actually worth pursuing. So
Yeah.
the fact that the grand jury did that, we can expect that this isn't going to be another one of those supposed witch hunts or accusation that goes absolutely nowhere. Like, this has been months in the making where you hadn't heard anything. So clearly an investigation was going down behind the scenes where they were picking up as much information as possible, contacting all the people they had to contact in order to get it to a point of we're going to officially file these charges and make it an official pursuit at this point.
Probably have the evidence too for it, and that's what they brought to the jury.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't expect anything less. So, like I said, it's up there. We wait for Monday to hear what happens. And until then, it's out of sight, out of mind at this point.
Yeah, everyone's going to probably lawyer up too. So we'll see.
They already lawyered up, as far as I remember.
Yeah, well,
they had started lawyering up when Mueller was like, yeah, I'm going to pursue this thing. And then they were like, well, here's what we got to do.
We'll see what happens on Monday for sure, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Bill 62.
Bringing it home. Bringing it to Quebec.
Good old Quebec. All right, everyone has their feeling about this, and rightfully so. The confusion, the early takes, the fallout. How do you feel about Bill 62 in its early stages of it being announced and being an official law?
Yeah, and I think I'll put this up too on the Facebook page and forum. Like, this is something that, we want to actually hear back from people on exactly what they think about this law. I have my own take, which I'll give in a second, but we want to get everyone's take on what they actually think about the law. So, essentially, I think it's, I don't know if you want to go first and explain it and everything like that, because I have a certain.
We can talk about the main point that a lot of people have been having a lot of anguish towards, which is like the covering of the face in public transit areas or in buildings with public affairs.
Yeah, anything with public services.
Yeah, public services, things like that. Like whether it's a government building, whether it's a transit building, anything where basically an employee would be dealing with someone of the public, that the person would have to make sure that their face is uncovered. And in the case, how they explain it early on is like, if, let's say you went into a store, you would have to keep your face uncovered at all times. But since the law went in, they've kind of backtracked on that, and they've said now you only have to uncover your face when you're dealing with an employee. Mm-hmm. So, and they also went on to stress how it would be in most cases of if you have to give photo ID or if it's a security purpose. Or I think the other thing was just in simple contact where you're asking questions, things like that. So I felt early on, I was like, okay, let me get the clarification for this, because I felt like it was just one of those things, especially when they were putting under its religious neutrality law. That's where I felt like they made their mistake in introducing this law. Mm-hmm. If they had just kept religion out of it whatsoever and just said, this is a security law. It's a law where we just want to make sure the people that you're addressing can be able to identify you, especially like I can get if you're a store owner and somebody walks into your store and their face is completely covered up. Most of the time we have security cameras to capture faces, so if something happens, we can make identifications happen. Yeah. So if it's a security law, of course, this makes complete and total sense. But when you say it's a religious neutrality law, that's where you get your backlash, and that's where you get people being like, whoa, so what exactly are you trying to say here? And then the big question came up about, women who wear the niqabs and the burqas and basically for religious purposes have their faces covered. What would they do? And that's when eventually this big controversial argument came up about essentially this is a law that's targeting a specific minority of people, a very small minority of people in Quebec.
A couple of dozen of people. That's about
it. And overall, it's not truly addressing what they're saying it's supposed to address. Mm-hmm. So, and like I said, if it's for pure security purposes, I can understand it. Like, if I'm somebody who is working in a store and I own this store, like let's say it's a dépanneur or corner store for those of you who don't live in Quebec. If I'm working at a corner store and, somebody walks into my store and their face is covered, like let's say it's winter, they're wearing a scarf, they're wearing their sunglasses, their toque, I would hope at some point I'd be able to see their face, not just for my feeling of safety, but so like if anything were to happen, the security cameras could pick them up and hopefully get some type of justice done if they do something that's criminal. You know, like that's the way I see it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I see it a completely different way. From how I see it, this bill was introduced to it's clearly not anything. It has nothing to do, in my opinion, it has nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with security. It's mainly to get votes for the next election coming up. Because remember when the Quebec government, the Parti Québécois, were in power, they wanted to impose that kind of religious bill.
And there was the same backlash.
It was same backlash, but it was very popular among francophones.
Yeah.
And this is what the Liberal government who's in power right now that's trying to do. So, because their support with francophones is kind of low, they want to essentially, get as much votes as possible. So they introduce a law which it's, more in favor to francophone voters. I'm not saying all francophones, just like a very,
But there is a percentage of them that, like, there's some, like, the coalition who came out and said, it should be stricter. Like, they said pretty much they're not doing enough to ensure the religious neutrality. But at the same time, they want to keep the cross hung in the legislation.
So, I don't get, but like I said, this has nothing to do with security or religion.
Yeah.
It's really to get votes for the upcoming election that we have in a couple in actually not too long from now, next year, I think.
I believe it's next year.
And
you got the early polling stuff that's going to be happening in a few months, I believe.
Yeah, and it doesn't surprise me because they're doing this to get votes.
Yeah.
And I think how it's going to end up eventually is that, all right, the bill's introduced. It's going to stay for however long it's going to be. Francophones are going to be happy because, Liberals did something that we wanted. That's how you're going to gather votes. And by the time they're back in power, if they're back in power, who knows? You never know what happens in an election.
Yeah.
That thing is probably going to be challenged in court and dropped, and no one's going to care.
Of course.
Everything's going to go right back to normal, and it's just something to get votes in the meantime for the next 4 years.
Which, honestly, I believe that is the case. Mm-hmm. I genuinely believe that's what's happening here because originally when this was brought up, the Liberals weren't for it at all. Like they were part of the people who were like on the left side of it, just being like, no, this is something we shouldn't be doing. We shouldn't even be considering it. It's a step backwards. And for them now to be the ones that are like imposing it, but on a lesser scale. And like I said, if I'm just not considering votes or anything, just looking at the point of what this law is meant to do, if they had simply said this is a security law, it's to secure people who are employees, employers, stuff like that, then I don't think anybody would have had this big of an argument and especially if they said this is for any and all people, whether it's wintertime or not, bring those specifics in to be like, look, we got to make sure that people that are working in services can be able to,
see your
at
face.
The very least, give descriptive identification of somebody just in case something happens.
Yeah, so you never know, you can get robbed or anything like that.
And that's exactly it. Like, if you see somebody who is completely covered up attacking another person, and by the time you get to them, they've already ran, like, you would hope, like, you could give some type of description outside of, like, the clothes they wear, because clothes can get changed so quickly.
Yeah.
So if you're coming into my store, take your scarf off, and I get it. For the religious people out there who wear niqabs and burqas, it's a different conversation for you guys. And I personally wouldn't, I would hope that somebody wouldn't try to enforce you to take it off simply because you're in their store or you're trying to buy a bus fare. Yeah. I would hope that wouldn't be the case, but at the same time, I can understand security purposes where you're talking to someone. Identification should be a possibility.
And bus drivers really don't want, and I personally, and even said it, bus drivers don't really want to be the ones responsible to enforce that. And that's a union thing. They have to negotiate as well too, because the unions will probably say, no, we don't want our bus drivers having to deal with that.
Of course, because look, we already have issues with buses not being on time, lines being extremely long. Could you imagine, you're outside, it's -20, and the line is being held up because a bus driver is trying to enforce a woman to take off her scarf, then take off her burqa or whatever.
It's not even that. Like, everyone's face in the wintertime is covered. It gets cold here.
Every single person in a bus line on -20 having to take off their stuff so the bus driver could give like a good look at their face and then tell them to pass, while we're also waiting for a lot of times those Opus cards don't like to scan right away.
Yeah, and like, if I was going to rob someone, you think I'd actually stay in minus 20-degree weather and wait for a bus to do it? Please,
robbing people is a summertime job, man. Because you try to rob someone in the winter, you try to run down that street, you bust your ass on some black ice.
You're gonna fall, and that's the thing. It's a dumb law, and now the only issue I see now political wise happening is that however people vote in the next election, the people who
it'll be very telling.
You run the risk of losing a lot of votes with this kind of law. So we don't know how it's gonna go. We'll see.
We've seen things in the past just like this where someone brings such an extreme law into play and they say how deeply they're going to enforce it, and then when push comes to shove and they get into their power, it's like they never spoke of it at all.
That's the way.
This is going to be one of those things where we're pushing it now. It's a big topic of discussion, but guaranteed once elections are done, if liberals are still on top, it's going to get dropped.
It's the stuff that happens, man.
They're going to say we're going to revisit it and tweak it to make it
more acceptable
for everyone. And like they're going to give you that typical political spiel. They're going to tell you what'll happen in, like, let's say a couple months. They'll come with a first draft, and it'll be draft after draft after draft that basically they could never figure it out. But they figured it out from the moment they put it up on the plate in the first place.
I don't want to say it's this is a Quebec specific problem, because it's not. It happens other places in the world as well. But it's more prevalent in Quebec, in Canada as a whole.
Well, I'll say this. Although the law was brought up here, the amount of backlash that we've seen, and not just like in a Montreal area type backlash, just like a whole of Quebec backlash that we've seen, that's a pretty positive sign.
The rest of Canada, too, is like, what the hell is Quebec doing?
Yeah.
But,
it's a positive thing when, like, the government does something that is a bit sketchy and everybody's like, no, we don't want this. And people who it's meant to benefit are telling you, no, we don't want this. You're not doing something that we actually feel will benefit us. You're doing it purely for yourselves.
Hey, just vote against them.
Yeah. So the fact that we have the citizens out there basically stepping up and being like, don't fucking lie to us, like.
But we live in terrible times in Quebec, and not a lot of people know this, because if we vote Liberal, there's nothing really good that could come of it. And if we don't vote Liberal, we have to deal with the Parti Québécois, and we have to deal with separation talks again for like 4 years. Like, oh my God, let it die. Like, there's nothing we can do. We can win over here. We're always losing, no matter what right now.
We could push for another party.
Nah, that's money, and no one wants to put the
money. How's NDP doing these days?
And not good in Quebec.
Fuck. Well, they just got Jagmeet, so who knows?
Well, yeah, federal. We'll see. But
yeah, but that sometimes the federal just helps the push for the provincials, so
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that.
All right, I feel like we can move on from the serious stuff. That's enough for the serious.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something that's blackety black.
Black Panther.
Black Panther trailer dropped, and oh boy, was it a beauty.
Yeah, man, Black Panther. That movie it reminded me of first Iron Man, when Iron Man came out. When the first Iron Man came out. Like the
feeling of it. But one thing I will say, and I'm hot take, I'm calling it right now. This is going to be the highest grossing Marvel movie of all time. I'm calling it right now. And I'll give you my reason why. Before you interject, I'll give you my reason why.
Okay.
Marvel has their core audience that follows them for every movie, no matter what, whether it's something as big as Iron Man or big as Avengers or as small as Ant-Man. They get the numbers. Like, that core audience goes to every single one. We mark our calendars for it, and we're ready for it. Take that audience and now add the black dollar to that, the amount of black people in North America or worldwide that have been anticipating this movie on top of that Marvel audience, it's going to be a knock out the park.
I think it's going to make a lot of money. Top grossing, I have no idea.
It's going to be number one.
Because there's still the Avengers movie of Infinity Wars come out.
No, and you know what? When that comes out, things may change. But I'm saying once this hits, it will be the talk. Because and the one reason I say that too is because knowing black people, we're going to turn this to a fucking party.
Oh, yeah, you're going to get a lot of people to go
see. I'm telling you right, like, the second tickets go on sale. I'm opening night. I'm probably going to be there on a Saturday as well for whoever else didn't see it. And then, I'll go Cheapy Tuesday, too, because I know it's going to be good.
It's going to be it's going to be a good
This is
movie.
Definitely a 3 and 5 day movie. Like, I'm saying that from a trailer, okay? Why? Also, just looking at it, the aesthetics, man, the costumes, the soundtrack that they've like so slightly showcased so far. I'm telling you, man, this is gonna be such a black and beautiful movie, and just from that alone, oh.
And the thing I like about, well, not just because it's a black movie, but
And it's dropping in February, man.
Even better.
Black History Month. You know how black people get in Black History Month?
I've always said that Black History Month should be like a month off for all black people.
It should be.
I always said that.
At the very least, I should get my pick of every Monday or every Friday.
It's a month
and I'm taking the Mondays.
A month off for all black people, paid. A month off paid.
I'm taking the Mondays if I can't get the whole month.
And but what I see about the movie is like what I really like about it is that Chadwick Boseman.
Oh man, he's a boss.
Every role he plays, that like a black movie or anything like that, it's not a buffoon role. So
No.
It's always a good,
and I think like he did
role.
Jackie Robinson. He did was it? Oh shoot, why am I blanking on his name right now?
A Martin Luther King movie? No.
Oh my god, I'm blanking so hard. It wasn't Ray Charles.
Did he do Ray?
Oh my god.
I don't think he did Ray Charles. You mean
Honest, he's done a lot of portrayals. Like he's pretty much like the go-to guy for any black historic person that needs to be portrayed
in the positive way.
And, yeah, always in a positive. It's never like
way.
some negative thing going on. But the Black Panther role is really his role to just act.
Yeah.
Like his role to make it his own. This is your character. Make it yours. Make it who you want it to be. And from the way he came through in the Avengers, the Captain America movie, though. It was an Avengers movie. Let's be real.
Yeah, it was,
Civil War
was an Avengers movie.
It was an Avengers movie.
It was just Captain America.
Yeah.
It was just more focused on Captain America than
exactly.
anything.
Like his story with Bucky. But for this, the way he broke out and the way he almost stole the show for the amount of scenes he had, having a full movie of just him getting the full Wakandan experience. And look, the cast. All black. Well, there's a few white people, but like it's black.
Like 90% black. The whole cast.
It's the only Marvel movie that has more black women than white women in any of the other movies. Like this is as black as you can get, and the people that they have, Lupita's in it. Like
I forget the actress name, but from Walking Dead, Michonne.
Yeah, she's in it as well. Like
Michael B. Jordan's in it.
And you know what? Like I was looking at his hair first. I was like, this might be the only thing in the movie I don't like. Why does his hair look like that?
Michael B. Jordan? I don't know.
Like, his hair was the only thing that was, like, kind of throwing me off. But I was like, whatever, it's Michael B. Jordan. Like, he's a great actor, so who cares?
Yeah, after he came out with... Creed was, like, his big breakout role, but that was...
No, Fruitvale.
Fruitvale? I never seen Fruitvale.
Oh, dude, like, I'll tell you right now that's a movie that don't just watch it to watch it. Like, you got to emotionally prepare yourself for it. But Fruitvale Station it's powerful. Like, to me, his best performance. Like, you feel it. And like I said, anybody who plans to check it out, or to people who have seen it, like, they can tell it's very emotional, but it's powerful. It's a very powerful movie. And, like, I feel like that was, to me, what made Michael B. Jordan, like, good to be for Creed. Because we saw his emotional range in that movie.
He got out of that mess, what do you call that thing? Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, he made a turn.
Mess.
But you know what?
I
mean, I can understand him being in it because I mean, it's a Marvel movie. It's a check and a half.
But it's from Fox, so that's why
that's the only problem. It was Fox.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like that's a paycheck that I don't think anybody in their right mind is going to say no to.
Yeah.
No, even if you read the script and you're like, I mean, like look at the Power Rangers movie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's no way anybody read that script and was like, this is going to be a great movie, but it's Power Rangers. Cut the check.
Yeah, I made a lot of money.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, if I read that script, I would look at like my agent and be like, yeah, this is a terrible movie, but I know it's gonna bang out.
But
So
for this movie, Black Panther, I think his character is gonna actually be one of the great Marvel villains. Like I haven't seen Thor.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Thor yet. I think Thor's coming out in a couple of days.
Yeah, it should be beginning of November, like November 3rd, I believe.
So they said a lot of the new villains after Guardians 2 got a lot better. So like, it's like.
Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Hela. Even though like I'm a bit sketched out because it's Thor Ragnarok, and what we know of Ragnarok in the comics, I don't believe to be what's gonna be in this movie.
Well, it's their take, I guess. It's their take on it.
But personally, just from the moment they showcased Hela and like her costume, the way she looked. Like I really liked Hela in the Thor comics because she was always just like that. No matter what's going on, this is my law. This is how I do things. You know. So for her character to now be in the Marvel universe, I'm excited to see what they do with her.
And for Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger,
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't die because he's a good actor, and I think a lot of the Marvel villains need to stick around a lot. Like Loki, he's been there from the
well, Loki's never been a
Thor.
character to die either. You know, like he's been caught in limbo and put through an eternity of imprisonment, but he's never been a character that's been killed.
So like having Michael, like I want to see if they can expand on Michael B. Jordan's character. I wish they had kept Red Skull. I wish they had kept Red Skull.
I was very disappointed
but I don't
the in and out of
I'm
Red
pretty
Skull.
sure he's going to come back though. I have a pretty good feeling he might come back. Probably not in
Look, the Infinity Stone.
Maybe he might. You never know.
The Infinity Stones can bring infinite possibilities, so who knows?
Might come back. But yeah, Black Panther is going to be a sick movie. Gonna have to go to the store and buy me a dashiki and get me suited up.
I'm going black head to toe. I'm literally going as a Black Panther, man. Like, I don't care. I'm getting the black beret. I'm getting a beautiful black leather jacket, the black jeans or the dress pants, whatever it is. Some combat boots. Like, I'm going hard in the paint for this.
Well, I won't go that far.
I'm going to wear my most black shirt I can find, and I'm just going. Like, we are here for one thing and one thing only.
But yeah, it's going to be a good movie. I can see it being really good. Top grossing, I can't say that for yet. I can't say it yet.
I'm calling it right now. I'm contributing it. Like I said, man, there's a good chance I will see it 3 times within the first week. from the Thursday night at midnight when it comes out to the Tuesday. At least 3 times it'll be seen.
Yep.
And if you want to join me for any one of those chances, let me know. We'll figure it out, man.
Should be a good time. Should be a good time.
Oh, it's gonna be a great time.
All right.
All right. Let's move on to something I really don't want to do because a few of my teams have been shit, but some of my teams have been great. Sports talk. Who do you want to start with? You know what? Screw this. Let's get this out the way. Broncos got some motherfucking nerve, man. Okay?
They got their ass whooped on street hoops.
Some motherfucking nerve. Yo, let me tell you something.
Tell them who beat you first.
Yo, first, we go play are they 0-5 at the time? Or 0-6 at the time? It don't matter. They were 0-, okay? When you're 0-, ain't no excuses, okay? And we let the Giants come into our house and disrespect us, okay? But because we play like shit. Yo, I don't know. We lost to 2 people. Ingram
and Eli.
And who the hell's they're running about the Okawanga or whatever? I don't even know his motherfucking name because he's a nobody. We lost to a guy. We let a nobody run 118 yards on us, and then we let Ingram just catch any ball he damn well wanted. What the fuck?
Well, you have to realize something. The Giants never win with stars. I've always said this about the New York Giants. They never win with stars. As soon as they got rid of freaking Tiki Barber and Jeremy Shockey, that's when they actually won the Super Bowl. Jeremy Shockey, yes, he was on the team, but he was injured. So he wasn't on the field where he could actually make an impact. And they won the Super Bowl without him. So that's how the Giants have always been. And getting rid of all those high-profile divas, Odell Beckham Jr. and all the people, Victor Cruz, gone. It's like you guys...
All I know is my offense does not deserve my defense.
But that was one game. Tell them about the next game after that.
I'm still mad. I'm still mad about this one, okay? Because my defense goes out there and does their damn job. But my offense goes out there and just mean like, let's shave these points. Let's help the other team out, because, our defense is going to save our ass. No, there's only so much our defense can do if you just let them on the field all the damn time. Like, you got to have possession of the ball. You got to move them sticks. You got to get in the end zone. At the very least, McManus, what the fuck is wrong with your foot? Is your foot broken? Are you drinking like Prater was? Like, what's going on? Because this dude has every single game he's missed a field goal.
Well, you should get back. Well, Prater.
Every single game he's missed a field goal,
Ever since you guys got rid of Prater, it's been really bad.
And that pissed me off. Prater hit a 61-yarder while drunk, bro. This ain't someone you get. I don't care if he had alcohol problems. He's a kicker. Let him drink, man.
Yeah. That sucks. He has one job and he does the good.
He was seeing 4 sticks up there and still getting it in the middle. So to me, it's like, keep the man.
Oh man, I don't know what to tell you, but that's not the game I'm referencing.
Yeah, I know you want to talk about your Chargers, so go at it.
So yeah,
you earned it. Go at it.
My Chargers whoop their
Well,
ass.
you can't even say whooped our ass, okay? Because, like I said, my offense does not deserve my defense.
They got their ass whooped by Phillip Rivers.
Y'all only put up 3 touchdowns, okay?
And
that
you
ain't
guys
an ass whooping. We put up nothing because my offense does not deserve my defense.
And your defense can stop us. Defense can stop us.
You only had 3 touchdowns. My defense did their job.
3 touchdowns is a lot for the Broncos.
No, we on average keep teams below 24 points.
All right, that's fine.
That is our average.
That's fine, but they got shut out. That's the first time they've been shut out since Elway was playing with them.
Yes, which is why I'm disgusted.
Since Elway was playing, that was the last time they got shut out. And I don't know if it was the Chargers that did it last time, but I know this time I was like, wow, it's gotten that bad for Denver, and now everyone's tied up in the division except for Kansas City. They're first.
But they're starting to slide.
We're
Seeing them next.
So,
yo, if ever there was a time
for the
Broncos to wake the fuck up, it would be against the team that is leading the division right now.
But I'm not too happy about the Chargers because now they're going to be going up against the Patriots this weekend. So I'm like, ooh.
But you know what? We've seen the Patriots can be beat. We're looking at a Patriots defense that is beatable. We're looking at an offense where it's not even a matter of having to keep up with them anymore. It's don't make stupid mistakes.
Yeah.
They really capitalize. The Patriots capitalize on your mistakes. That's it. That's all. If you make a misread on defense, that's where you get shut. We haven't seen the Patriots really just go out there and dominate a defense yet.
Yeah.
You know? But their defense has been seen to make mistakes, to be beatable, to get points scored on them. So I would not be surprised if the Chargers actually come out and beat the Patriots.
Hey, if that's good.
I would not be surprised.
I would be happy if the Chargers come back, win that division. Make it
okay, don't go that far.
Make that run.
Don't go that far.
Make that last run.
Calm the fuck down.
It's gonna make that run. But yeah, good on football. The Chargers, you did your stuff last week. I'm proud of you. You just need to work on those attendance in LA, but you know that's the owner's fault. That's not really the team's fault. That's the owner's thing. That's to deal with that shit.
Speaking of owners.
Oh, the Habs?
No.
Who?
No, sticking to football, speaking of owners, Mr. Bob McNair. Owner of the Texans.
Bob McNair is an old racist, though, and that's been proven. Of course. He's an old racist.
Of course.
Saying, we can't let the inmates run the prison. I'm like, wow, you said that?
And you know what? The second he said it, I was like, that's all they needed.
And you said that in front of Troy Vincent?
He said it in an official meeting.
That means he's
a meeting that was talking about the anthem protest and a way to move forward and how to not necessarily fan the flames, but basically come to some type of compromise where we can actually take what the players are asking for and put it into motion. Like, how can the NFL help the causes that the players are looking for so we can not necessarily like completely stop the protest, but not make the protest a focus. And for you to say something like that in that meeting, basically you've given the players the ammo to essentially, especially your Texans players, to say, we're not going to play.
And it helps out for Colin Kaepernick's lawsuit too as well. Because, he filed that lawsuit in exactly. Kind of like collusion between...
And if you have an owner basically saying, no, we can't have these types of players getting what they want, it goes into the theory that there's possibly some collusion out there. Now, not to say that this is enough to confirm it, but it's the shadow of a doubt.
We'll see what happens, but like I said, Bob McNair is a racist asshole, so I am not really at all surprised at what he said. When I heard it, it was like, oh, Bob, is it it's either the one from the Colts or the one from Texans going to say something. Jim Irsay. It's one of those two that are going to say something stupid.
Look, if cocaine and alcohol and strippers aren't involved, I don't think Jim Irsay has a care in the world.
Or Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones really doesn't care about anyone except money. Like, it's not even a race thing with Jerry Jones. He just cares about money.
Yeah,
that's essentially what it is. But whatever. Hope he gets run over by a bus or something. I don't know. I can't say anything. I can't say anything nice about Jim.
I won't call for bodily harm, but you showed your true colors. I'll say that much. Like, you showed us what we pretty much expected of some of these owners, and like I said, all they needed was one of them to do this, to really just drive home their point. And look, he basically put the other owners now in a position where these owners eventually will be asked about what Bob McNair said.
Well, the union was there too, and Troy Vincent.
And it's going to be one of those things now where it's like, all right, are the owners going to stick up for him, or are they going to condemn him? If they condemn him, what does it say about everything that's going on behind the scenes?
Yep.
It's like you're turning your back on this guy. It could pretty much become another Sterling situation.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well,
they would have
not to the extent of him getting fired or anything, but just
him selling the team or something.
Yeah, no, I don't think it'll go that
No,
far.
can't.
But it's the type of fall, depending on what those Texan players do, can be very damning to Bob McNair.
Well, the Texan players could just either stop playing, but Bob McNair is like one of the richest owners in NFL. So it's like it's very hard to get players like that to not players, but get teams to like really sell their team regardless of the situation. You really have to get someone to buy the team.
I think that what the players got to do is exercise that main right, that huge right that they have to sit out. Yeah. And it's about time.
Well, a lot of them won't do it.
I know a lot of them don't. And at the end of the day, it's something that we had spoke about before, where it's like these players got to think of their families. They got to think about keeping a roof over their head, food on their table, clothes on their back. So it's more a matter of do it one game. All I'm saying is to prove that point.
Yeah, they can do it one game. All I'm saying is if you were making over $300,000, a lot of people, not a lot of people, most people in the world don't even see that money. So I think you can go a game without a paycheck.
Some people are getting that on 1 week.
I know.
So it's like you can sit one out, do it for the cause that apparently you care for, and show not just these owners but the public that, hey, no, this is serious. It's not something that we're just going to sweep under the rug because of 1 or 2 meetings.
Yeah. But yeah, football.
All right, so let's move on to the fucking Habs.
Le Canadien de Montréal.
I want to save the sports I'm happy to speak of for last. So yeah, let's talk about these Habs and how they had one good win this week and then went right back to being shit.
Dude, I gave my points for years of why the Habs suck. It's the owner, it's the GM, it's a whole bunch of nonsense where the coach has to be French in order to win a Stanley Cup for some odd apparent reason. I don't know why. When we know in majority that's not the case, and especially in the case of Montreal.
Look, I will say this. I always hate to judge the course of a team within the first 10 games. I usually like to wait for like a good 15 to 20 to really see, okay, is this just a bad, slow start? Or is this something that we can climb out of and eventually we'll turn it around? I don't feel like this is a turnaround thing. Because I can understand if like you're losing games 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 3-3 in overtime. Like if you're keeping it close. But for us, it's either we have a big win or we're getting completely destroyed.
Well, how many wins do the Canadians have now?
We have 2 wins.
2 wins and
3 wins, right?
2? I don't know. Whatever it is, they're last. Whatever how many wins they have, they're still last. And
yeah, we're 2-7-1.
2-7-1. So I've been saying this since last year to friends that Carey Price is slowing down. It's evident now. He's not the best goalie in the world. He hasn't been the best goalie in the world for like 2 years now. And he's slowing down. He's not good anymore. Well, I'm not saying he's not good. He's not as good as he was.
At first I wanted to attribute it to basically the people in front of him were leaving out to dry. But what I saw in that Kings game, it was Price.
He doesn't have it anymore, man. He doesn't have it.
He was letting in some goals that were just like there was one that went top corner where it was shot from the blue line. Mm-hmm. There's no way you can say you didn't see it because there was no one in front of you. He stood up, flinched his shoulder, and missed it completely. And I was just like, Price, like that's something that's routine for him.
That's
like we've seen him make that save countless times, and for him to just let that in, like it was just a reminder of just like when you look at somebody who's a rookie making these errors, you're like, what? It's rookie mistakes. These are things that only more gameplay will get him the mechanics and the natural reflexes to notice before it happens. But we can't say that about Price. These are rookie mistakes happening in what is like 10th season. Like we've known you for far too long to be so much better than this, even in his last slump that he had.
But that shows you a lot now that he's been covering for a lot of what's been going on with the Canadians.
Oh, for sure.
So like,
we've known that. Like Price has always been like that safety net where it's like even if the team is bad, Price is great.
Yeah.
Like Price will go out there and literally steal games where it's like we score one and then he makes like 40 plus saves.
And the thing with Bergevin now, it's like you had 5 years to make the team good.
Well,
you got rid of
Bergevin's problem is he is consistently made moves for character players and not skill players.
Or how they say it in French, du grit et du caractère.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
You don't need character.
we had skill players. You got rid of them. You bring in these guys like Shaw, like Strite, who's not with us anymore. Like guys who are, not to say they're not good, but you brought them in for their specific character. Well, their specific character isn't producing.
Yeah, they're not good enough. And when you give away, you have right now the Canadians have no one that can move the puck. You had Subban who can do it. You got rid of him. You had people who could score. You had Radulov. You had the money to give Radulov. Yeah. You didn't want to give it to him, and he's gone.
Which is also a note because we were one of the clubs that had the most Russian players, Russian skill players. Mm-hmm. Now we're one of the clubs that has the least. I think Galchenyuk's the only one we have left.
Well, Galchenyuk's not even necessarily Russian either. He's from the States.
Yeah, well, Russian background, but it's to say, and even with Galchenyuk, we are the ones who are stifling Galchenyuk's growth and his skill.
I guarantee you if they trade him, he's going to be awesome somewhere else. Look at, what's his name?
Galchenyuk's the only one I know who we know is good enough to play on a top line or a second line, but we consistently move him and change who he plays with
all the time.
Game after game. Not even weekly, it's game after game. Something doesn't work out, mid-game we're shifting him. And then they're complaining that he's not getting production.
And doesn't he have as much goals as Pacioretty? If not more?
Around. I don't think he has more, but
like
maybe in the playoffs he has more.
This season I'm talking about.
This season, yeah, I think so.
I think he has more, and they're still complaining about him.
Well, look, you put him on the fourth line, and he's producing on the fourth line. To me, I'd be like, keep him there.
Pacioretty's on the first line and
keep Galchenyuk on your fourth line, but give him second line minutes.
Man, I'm saying you got to trade
and let him produce.
You got to trade Price and you got to trade Pacioretty while their value is still super high right now. You can get a serviceable goalie. I'm pretty sure you can get a serviceable goalie to
as
carry
crazy
the
as
load.
It sounds,
you can
it might be that time, but
Pacioretty is just useless. He's the worst captain of all time.
We, as an organization, already blew up our team in a place where we just got to call it right now. If we're going to make those moves, we're going to tank. Just call it right now and do it. Or you pull something out of your ass and make a trade that's basically going to put us in that spot where it's a turnaround right now or bust. Like, you got to pull the trigger on it. But either way, make that decision, make it sound, and make it known, like, this is what we're doing. And go from there.
It's the owner. It's Bergevin. It's a whole...
I won't even say owner. This is Bergevin because Bergevin came in with his game plan and what he wanted to do with this team, and he's consistently stuck with that story and gotten players that he felt would stick with that story. But like I said, character and skill are two different things. And in a league where skill players are the ones that are on top right now and they're the ones that are leading teams and pushing them forward, I don't want fucking character.
They had a chance to get... If they had tanked that season...
Character's not going to beat the Penguins.
Yeah, they would have got Austin Matthews if they had tanked when Toronto got them. And with him, Mitch Marner, and all... Oh, my goodness. Toronto is good now.
I hate the fact that it's like... I watched the Toronto game. Like, even the one they just lost 6-3. I watched that game, and I'm like, this is an exciting team to watch.
They're fast.
I fucking hate the Leafs.
They're fast.
But they're exciting. And the reason they're exciting is because all of their young guys that were the foundation and nucleus of their team, they held on to. While they were struggling, they held on to them. They made sure that, hey, just play your game. Yeah. They looked at their guys and said, we know what you can do. Just play your game. It's going to come to you. And you're seeing all these young guys come together now, and they're looking like they're going to be the force in the East right now.
And the thing is with the problem I had with Jonathan Drouin, the trade to get him, I like Jonathan Drouin. I think he's a good player. He's a great player. But that's not what you needed. You needed a centerman.
Yeah, we needed a centerman.
As much as you try to make Jonathan Drouin a centerman, he's not. He's a winger. There's nothing you can do with that. He's good. He could only do so much.
Yeah.
He could only do so much. And I'm like saying, like, if you were going and you gave up a good defenseman now who has, like, I think 9 or 10 points already. And what was his name again? I forgot his name. But the young defense they traded for to get Drouin, and I was like, okay, yeah, you need to make a trade. If you were gonna give that defenseman up, at least get a center, something that you need, because you needed a center for like years now. So
you needed a center for damn near.
You have to start giving up things because development wise, you guys aren't doing anything right. You're not keeping the players who are actually good and talented that you have, and you're just letting go a lot of stuff. Like, Yeah, Markov was old. I thought it was past his time to go. But look at the defense now. It's worse. It's worse without him. Like how can it get worse he's 30 something 30 how old is he 38?
This week they'll prove to us how it can get worse.
Who are they versus this week?
Does it even matter?
Is it Ottawa this week?
I believe. Let me check the schedule.
I'm pretty sure it's Ottawa, if anything. And it wouldn't.
Well, no. Today we're playing the Rangers.
Today's the Rangers. So yeah, it can get bad.
Yo, Rangers might drop 5 on us.
It can get bad. It can get bad today.
Then we also have the Senators after that.
Yeah, and Ottawa after the yeah.
Yeah,
but,
Rangers game is gonna be.
Like I'm saying, whatever happens.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, can't.
Let's talk about a sport I actually want to talk about.
Basketball.
Oh yeah. I want to talk basketball. I want to talk about my Orlando Magic, baby.
Wait, what team is it? Because you last week you said your team was.
How many times I got to explain to you?
You said your team was the.
My
Thunder.
team is the Orlando Magic, but I will enjoy watching the Thunder, which I even enjoyed watching them lose to the Timberwolves twice by a 3.
All right.
I enjoyed watching them lose, but
I'm just confused. What team you like?
I keep telling you, my team is the Orlando Magic, who are currently 4-1. Handed the Spurs their first loss. We are the top of the East. That is my squad.
After 5 games, okay, I get it.
Okay.
All right, that's
respect
good.
it.
That's good.
Put some respect on it, bro.
All right.
Okay.
They're probably gonna end. And what? They're 4-1.
But I still represent Hoodie Mellow all day.
And next week they'll probably be like like 4-11.
Look, I know it's hard being a Laker fan right now because you're just hoping that they find their stride.
What are you talking about? Find our stride.
You don't gotta disrespect my squad, B.
John Wall was talking mad shit about Lonzo Ball, and he didn't.
Everyone's talking shit about Lonzo Ball,
and John Wall didn't do nothing, shooting 7 for 22.
Yeah, what happened when Lonzo saw Patrick Beverley?
That was one game.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll never hear about Patrick Beverley. And after that one game,
Clippers right now are leading the West.
And after that one game, Lonzo Ball came back the next game and dropped like 20 something. Almost had a triple double.
Which is great. No, and look, I want Lonzo Ball to do well.
He's gonna be good.
And the reason I want him to do well is because he has that target on his back. It's not like he's just another one of these rookies who has that great potential and he's allowed to just play freely. Because of LeVar, everyone wants to basically shut up LeVar by destroying Lonzo.
That's not gonna work.
But I think, if anything, this is gonna make Lonzo even better and progress faster because no one's gonna be lining up against him half-assed. Everyone's gonna be looking like, oh yeah, I heard what your dad said about me this week, or said what you're gonna do to us this week. Let's see if you actually prove it. And the one thing about Lonzo, level-headed as hell. When Patrick Beverley was going at him, like basically pushing him to the ground, scrapping out. Anytime he touched the ball, he was scrapping at him. He was cool. He was calm. He knew, all right, you're going to be all over me. Let me just dish out these dimes. I'm going to pass it to my boys. Let them take care of it. He gets his 3 points or whatever, but the assists were up. He made sure that his teammates were being facilitated into the offense more than him trying to take over to prove
he's a
point.
passer. Lonzo's a passer. He's more facilitating, making the team around him better.
Which was smart. But that's what smart players do. When they realize, all right, like, people are going to be a bit more aggressive towards me, let me pull them out of the defense, or if a double team comes, which is most likely going to happen once he touches the ball anyways, it opens up his other players, and you saw that. Because anybody could have been like on that very first play where he got pushed down, get up, get in Patrick Beverley's face, and basically show, yeah, you're under my skin, but Lonzo kept his cool, man.
I think give it another 2 weeks, the NBA is really going to stabilize, and it's going to get back to,
of course,
to like what we regularly assume it's going to be. I don't believe the Clippers are going to be that hot without Chris Paul for whatever time it is.
I said this before, and it's being proven. I felt like they'd be better off without him.
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
I really felt that way, and we're seeing it. Like, I just felt like, the Chris Paul, he's great. Like, undeniably one of the top point guards in the game. But I just felt like there was just too much of him in the situation where he should have been more about just being that pure point guard.
There was times he was injured, and the Clippers looked like ass.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I just feel like now, like, you're really seeing, like, the Clippers' offense open up a bit because it's not all just Chris Paul-driven offense.
Hey, all I gotta say is Clippers gonna clip. Clippers gonna clip. They're gonna mess. They're gonna mess up.
Right
somehow.
now, they're looking really good, man.
They're gonna mess up somehow.
They're looking really good.
Hey, Clippers always look good until it really counts. And when they get their first, second round, they keep getting their first round championships. and second round championships because they never make it. They never been to a conference final in the history of the franchise. They've never made it. The Raptors have made a conference final before the Clippers have. And that makes absolutely no sense in my head. But
you know just friendly reminder, my Orlando Magic beat both the Cavs and the Spurs, so we got that.
All right, they're 4-1 right now. They'll be 4-20.
Keep up the good work, boys.
They'll be 4-20 in a couple
Vucevic and Aaron Gordon both had a 41-point night, man. That's a beautiful.
That's an abnormality. It's not gonna last.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
It's not gonna last.
It's a start to
Aaron
something
Gordon,
great.
I could see him being consistent. Like
Aaron Gordon is consistent, man.
Vucevic, please.
Vucevic is our double king, man. He gets that every night, bro.
Dude, I can get a double in the NBA.
You could get a double in the NBA.
I can get a double
Jason,
I could get 10 rebounds and I could get 10 points.
Jason,
I can
relax.
get a double.
Jason, relax, bro.
I can get it.
Relax, Jason.
I can get it. Please.
Jason.
If Joakim Noah was able to get a triple-double as a center against the New York Knicks, I can get a double-double. I'm sorry. Against the Knicks.
Relax, bro. Relax.
Anyone can get it, man. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
You're crazy, man.
All right. Let's move on.
Let's have an official moment of silence for the Yankees. Yo, moment of silence, man.
I'm not giving no moment of silence.
Yo, can you just give him a moment of silence? All right, man. I'm not a big baseball fan, but when it comes to the Yankees, I always show the support. For my family that live in New York, for my friends here that are from New York. It's just the Bronx Bullies. You got to respect them. They're always good for the culture. Yankee fitted. Jay-Z said it best. Made it more famous.
I don't even think Jay-Z was at a game.
It don't matter where Jay-Z was, okay? It don't matter. The Yankees took a tough loss to the Astros, okay? It was a tough loss. Game 7. But they played their heart outs. What I'm going to do? I'm going to clap it up for them. I'm clapping it up.
Oh, boy.
Yo, you made me believe in baseball again, man. Aaron Judge, yo, you the motherfucking man. CC Sabathia, thank you for everything you did. Yo, Girardi, I wish you were coming back. I wish you was, man. But whoever becomes the manager of the Yankees, that's a great job to have. A lot of young talent on that team.
Is it a great job to have?
Of course.
I don't think so. Not anymore.
Because look, you got to look at this. The team is full of young talent.
Yeah.
And Bryce Harper's going to end up there, man.
Maybe.
No mabies. They're going to cut the check. It's going to happen.
Yeah, well, there's no salary cap, so they can afford it.
Oh, they going to get him.
But it's not George Steinbrenner running the team. It's the son.
Yo, it don't matter who. Bryce Harper going to be there.
You think he's going to pay? I don't think you're going to
Bryce Harper going to be there.
I don't know.
If you could get Bryce Harper, you get Bryce Harper. They're going to get Bryce Harper.
Anyone can get it. The Dodgers could probably get it.
But we're talking about New York.
The Dodgers.
We're talking about the Yankees.
Talking about LA. You're talking about the Dodgers.
Give it 3 seasons. Oh, wait, no. When's his contract end?
It should be done soon.
Is it 2 or 3?
I think
whenever that contract ends, guaranteed.
We'll see what happens with the team he's with. You never know.
We're going to see
baseball is such a...
We're going to see Bryce Harper in a Yankee jersey.
Baseball is a sport where next season to the next season, teams can be so good to so bad.
Oh, yeah. Changes happen all the time.
You never know what's going to happen with baseball. It's very hard to
The changes happen. So, who would have thought the Astros would have made it? Well, actually, no, there was... I can't remember which newspaper did it, but back in 2014, they said... They predicted your 2017 World Series champions would be the Houston Astros. And if it ends up happening, that's pretty damn legit.
That'd be cool. I don't know. I want the Dodgers to win, but the Dodgers have a lot of problems.
Oh, yeah. I'm rooting for the Dodgers, too. But, last night they took a pretty bad loss in Houston, which I'm not completely surprised about because so far the Astros have not lost in Houston. So, Altuve, that short little fuck, he's been killing right now. He's so far looking like he's going to be the MVP.
Yeah, he's going to be an MVP.
I feel like he's MVP whether they win it or not.
He'll win it.
The way he's played throughout this whole playoff series, man, he's been phenomenal, man.
He'll win the MVP, but we'll see how it goes. World Series.
Yeah.
That's not a big baseball fan, but
Good luck, Dodgers.
I'll watch some of it. Good
luck, Dodgers. We got your back, hell yeah. Got your back. All right. Next up. You saw that shit with Gabriel Union?
I heard of it where she eats Dwayne Wade's ass.
She didn't necessarily say she eats Dwayne Wade's ass, but she said, you got to have what's the word? I want to say reciprocity, or I can't even say the word right now. My brain is blank. Basically, the give and take. If your man, if your girl wants it or your man wants it, if you're in a loving relationship, it should be no thing.
Hey,
And you know what, man? Like, yo, Gabby, yo, hats off to you. You really holding it down out here. You keeping it real. You a real one. You an MVP. You know what, Dwayne Wade, he a lucky motherfucker. Whether you do it with him or not. I'm not saying you do. I'm not saying you do. Allegedly, he's all out there. But y'all be lit. You know, your Snapchats, y'all always looking all cute and shit when you guys are together. You know, you be dressing the same and shit, basically sharing the same closet. But it's all good, man. Do what you got to do, man.
Hey, Dwayne Wade, if I see you in the street, I'm going to look side-eye at you.
Yo, if you're getting your brown eyes shined up, man, good for you, bro.
I wouldn't say Dwayne Wade is...
Hey, they're married. I got no judgments for married people, man. Do what you got to do, man. Have fun.
All I'm saying is LeBron's gonna look at you different from now on. Why do you think you're starting on the bench now?
Liberation, my friend.
why do you think you're on the bench right now?
Be liberated.
Not because J.R. was angry.
Okay.
I'm sure as soon as LeBron heard that news, like, yeah.
The only thing I gotta say is, man, like, how do you do, man? You're like, you lifting both legs up in the air? You doing it in a stand up like Captain Morgan?
Nah, man. I ain't
situation.
I'm not going there with that thing.
You sitting down, slumped up. Because me personally, like, if I was gonna do it, I couldn't lift both legs up. That'd be weird.
Hey, I'm not talking about this.
I'd have to like lift up one leg, just keep it a G pose.
Talking about
this. Hand on her head, one leg in the air. Yo, Jason, why you acting so scared?
I'm not talking about this at all. When I first heard this story, I was like, yeah, Dwayne Wade, I can't look at you no more. And I was like, and as soon as, you know what's the funny thing?
We act like eating ass is a new thing, though.
I'm not saying if it's a new thing, but as soon as I heard it, I was like, yeah, Dwayne Wade, you're starting on the bench. I know why now. Yeah,
yo, never forget.
This is why he's starting on the bench.
Cannabis was the first person to say, you can never eat a nigga ass like me. And it's never been the same since.
Yeah, I'm not touching that, man. I'm not touching that. I can't talk about this. I can't talk about this, man. I have to go to the gym after and I have to eat when I come home.
Yo, we let Biggie get away with a line that said, you look so good, I'd suck your daddy's dick, okay? Like, come on. We've let some foul shit go away. We're going to be mad at a married couple that eat each other's ass? Hey, we're going to look at them funny? She
publicized it. Why haven't we heard anything about Dwayne Wade? Dwayne Wade
can't say shit. You want to know why?
Because he got another woman pregnant, blah, blah, blah.
Thank you. Okay. So you know what? If your wife want to say you get your ass ate, you got to sit there and take it.
Hey, Dwayne Wade.
Yo, Dwayne Wade earned that. Gabby can say whatever she wants.
Dwayne Wade, I don't know what to tell you, man.
I don't care if they were on a break or not. It don't matter.
If I see you in the streets.
It don't matter. On our break, you went and got another woman pregnant? Guess what? I'm going to talk about how you like to get your ass ate.
Dwayne Wade, when I ask you for your autograph, I'm just looking at you sideways while I give you the paper and pen to sign this. I'm like,
Yo, they're a married couple, man. It's all good.
All right,
if you're in a loving relationship, there should be no boundaries.
Let's leave them alone now. Let's leave them alone.
You also had allegedly, let's start with allegedly, DJ Envy getting that 9.5 strapped to the back.
Man, there was jokes all day with that stuff. I was listening to the Breakfast Club. Man, everyone was calling in just joking.
Bro.
Obviously it's fake. We could tell it's fake.
Look, it's fake. We're going to say it's fake for legal reasons. We're going to say it's fake. We're going to say allegedly. But this shit was hilarious. Just the message that was posted was what really had me going, because you had DJ Envy, basically like the supposed DJ Envy, after saying like, yeah, you're going to lick my ass, which more ass eating. Shit's normal.
No, it's not.
Shit's normal, man. No. Shit's normal. But then, like, the girl like, you need to relax while I rub my toy up your leg. And DJ Envy goes, what toy? And she goes, and I'll lick your ass to get it really wet. My 9.5-inch strap on. Get on your knees and feel my nipples against your back. DJ Envy, you are vicious. Bro.
Yeah, I can't see that. Whoever came up with this rumor or something.
Yo, I don't know.
That was a big practical joke.
I don't know who was playing DJ Envy, but the "you are vicious" response is what really had me over the wall, man. Because of all the things, like, you find out she got a 9.5 strap she want to use on you, and you say you are vicious. That means you down for the cause.
Yeah, but it was funny for the time it was. Like there was jokes like, I'm not sure if you ever saw the meme, the fabulous meme where he's like in the studio rapping.
Yeah.
There's this thing going right now. It says Fab in the studio like, I swear I'm losing my mind, dog. Don't tempt me. I blast that 9 to 5. That strap, DJ Envy. I was dying.
Yo, whenever these situations come out, them Fab bars, like, people just be coming through with them with the swiftness, man. And like, yo, we were having a field day with this. Like, there was this one video where it's like this the guy's like, oh, come on Twitter, search what happens with DJ Envy. Then it's like, after finding out what DJ Envy's saying, the guy's like, it's none of my business. It's none of my business. Yo,
Fuck, man.
they just been going in. But you know what? I will say this, man. You know, yeah, it's jokes, cracking all these jokes. I'll defend him. I'll defend him in this sense. Live your truth, man. Now we know it's not DJ Envy, but like, for anybody out there, if you like to get pegged, live your truth. That's you, man. You shouldn't care. You shouldn't care what people think about how you get pleasure. Like, it's that simple, man.
Hey, people, do what you want in your own private time. I have no issue with that.
And I mean, look, if you have a girl that you trust enough and she trusts you enough to do that, power to the both of you, man.
Yeah.
Because that, most people, like, they can't even get themselves to that point of asking for, like, even a blowjob, man. Like, you have people out there that are just so timid sexually that it's like they basically deprive themselves of the things they want. But if you're one of those people that's willing and able enough to just tell your partner, look, I like to get a dildo. I want you to strap up and fuck me with a dildo. Then
pause.
Look, I'm talking context here. We're talking in context here, okay?
Hey, I don't know these people. These are people from different countries. They might hear something a different way. I'm just giving
We're talking in context here. We don't got to pause.
I'm just giving you...
If that's what you like, you should not be afraid to say what you like. And if somebody condemns you for that, then fuck them. But I get it, too, because I'm sure most guys just have that fear of... like there was the Kevin Hart joke about it. Like countless comedians have joked about it, where it's like, if you get into a breakup or if you get into an argument, we know how women like to just cut deep, especially with social media.
Yeah.
It's like the last thing you'd want to see is like you're in an argument with your girl and then like she's just one of those psychopaths who goes on social media and is like, yo, this dude's a bitch ass, blah, blah, blah. That's why I be fucking him in the ass with a strap on. And it's like, now everybody knows your business. So I can understand in that sense where, like, you might be a bit timid. But if you're with somebody that you trust enough to have them do that to you, fellas, enjoy yourself, man. And, hey, maybe it's not a strap. Maybe it's just like a finger. Enjoy it. If you like to get your ass ate, enjoy it, man. Screw the boundaries. Screw the double standards, man. Live in your truth. Like it's 2017, man.
I don't know what to add to that.
If she want to hum on your gooch, let her hum on your gooch.
All I'm saying is none of my business what people do, regardless of whatever they do. Just, you're going to get these jokes if it come out like DJ Envy. That's all it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, no.
If it comes out like
end
DJ
of the day,
Envy,
we're gonna crack these jokes.
You're going to get those jokes.
Like I said, I'm here to defend you guys, but at the same time, yo, if it's funny, it's funny. It's equal opportunists over here, man. Yo, if some shit came out about me, if it's funny, man. Joke around. I could take it. Yeah. Not that I can take it, but I can take it.
Next topic, man. Because these jokes are gonna be flying.
Oh man, working a 9 to 5 never sounded so funny, bro.
No man, that's gonna be too much jokes. Well, DJ Envy's career is ruined because I'm gonna hear that for like a good 2 weeks now. But on the Breakfast Club, when all that stuff happened, man, that was hilarious.
Footballs ain't the only thing stretching out right now, man.
Oh boy. All right, so this week...
It's 4th and inches, and DJ Envy's on the line.
Oh, man. Yeah, DJ Envy is not coming to Montreal anytime soon.
Yo, like I said, man. No, well, like I said, we know it's fake. Or if it isn't, it's allegedly, like... But we go get these jokes off, man.
Yeah.
We go get these jokes off, man. It's all good.
So, I guess we'll go to...
Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of butt play.
Pause.
Just use lube.
So
use lube.
Let's go into this last thing here of what made you mad this week.
Honestly, I had a bit of a downer. Like I didn't have a mad week. I had more of a bit of a sad week. Mm-hmm. To let you guys in on the more personal side of myself. I lost a family member this week, so I've been a little bit down, a little bit slumped up. Like to the few people that know about, like thank you all for your condolences and your support and understanding of how like out of whack I've been. But yeah, like nothing really made me mad this week, so to speak. I've, for the most part, just because I've been so like kept to myself, just to like deal with the shit that I was going through, you know. But yeah, but besides that, like, I mean, thanks to everybody who's said a kind word to me, and to anybody who's hearing this now and will say a kind word, you know, thank you in advance. But yeah, nothing really made me mad this week, which is settling.
For me personally, what made me mad, I don't think it's like really this week. I think this is more of like an ongoing thing, or at least when I drive, is that very bad drivers, especially when it starts to rain. Like it's everyone just loses their mind on a rainy day and just forgets how to drive.
That's very
I'm
true.
like, are you? And it's the most ridiculous thing ever. I mean, I see people driving, and I'm like, okay, there's no one ahead of you, but you're going 20 miles per hour. And it's raining just a little bit. Your car is not going to skid out.
School zone at the very least?
No school zone. It's not school. It's a regular road. It's like your car is built for the rain. You have tires with grooves in them to go through it.
Especially in Montreal.
I'm like, come on. Are you serious? And that's the thing that pissed me off. I've been told I have road rage. It's not true. I don't have road rage. I have specific rage. I have specific rage with specific cars. Road rage is something where you go yelling as you start your car and you start yelling. And by the time you stop your car, that's when you stop yelling. I just have specific rage on specific things. And it's like, for me, well, I've been driving like more than 10 years now. And I see certain things like, oh, come on. It's like, seriously? But now I kind of understand why the requirements to get a license now is a lot harder than what it was when I was driving.
Yeah, because we can't have all these kids out here driving, man.
Oh, God.
You see the way they are with just a phone. Imagine them with a car, for Christ's sake.
So, yeah, that's the thing what made me mad, too, especially in the rain. Montreal drivers, get your act together and just, come back to reality when it starts to rain. Nothing's changed. It's only wet. We haven't gone into some alternate universe. Your car's not going to skid out. It's made for it. That's the thing that made me mad this week.
All right. You heard it. He's going to run you off the road and beat you with a baseball bat if you keep fucking up on the road, guys.
I'm not that vicious.
Sure you aren't.
All right, so
I feel like we could wrap it up today because... we got through a lot. We got it off our chest. We feel really good.
Yeah, good stuff today.
We've put in the good word for people that like to get pegged.
Yeah.
It's okay, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Stretch out your chakra root. It's okay.
Pause.
Let your prostate be free. If you want to get a pinky, get a pinky.
I like to officially say I'm not co-signing anything he's saying right now.
I'm just saying we got to be inclusive, man. We got to stop shaming people for sexually exploring what they desire.
I'm not shaming them. I really don't care. Honestly. I honestly don't care. Like I said, you can catch these jokes when they come out funny, but I'm not going to go out of my way to like shame you or something like that. Like if DJ Envy does allegedly what he does, cool, you're going to get those jokes because you make jokes about a whole bunch of shit on your radio show, so... And I know he could take the jokes.
He gets it just for that.
And I know he could take the jokes too. So it's like anyone who could take jokes on stuff like that, I don't mind. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to shame someone because they're doing something that's what I consider the abnormal.
That's not abnormal.
That's what I consider the abnormal. They might not consider it abnormal, but I'm not gonna judge them for that. I just think it's abnormal in my view. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to like say, oh, you shouldn't be doing this shit. Like just no, I don't care.
Hey,
but
I just
if
like
it's funny,
anything when it comes to sex, I say just be smart, use protection, use whatever enhancements you need. Like I said, lots of lube if you're going to be doing butt play. And just make sure it's all with consenting, approving adults that respect personal sexual privacy.
Mm-hmm. So let's end it off by, I just want to end up with a few things. So everyone is listening to us. I really appreciate it for the number of episodes. The first 10 that went by, but we're now at episode 11, so the first 10 episodes were really good. We appreciate all the feedback. If you guys can, it would be very important for us if you can rate, subscribe, and leave us a comment on...
The ratings would be really big, whether it's on iTunes or Google Play.
iTunes, Google Play, anything that you listen to a podcast on, as long as I have you send the ratings in and you tell us what it is. That way it's a good feedback for us to see what you guys like and don't like, and it helps us out in listening to shows and getting, a good following.
It basically helps us improve and do more of what you guys want to hear,
Yeah.
So just getting that feedback from you. And like I always say, 5 stars is truly appreciated, even if you have something bad to say.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it'll be something that pops up right away and we'll be able to go about it the right way.
And you can, and anywhere else that you want to follow us, get information, we have the Facebook page is at
Don't Be Mad Podcast.
Don't Be Mad Podcast. That's a Facebook page. We have the Instagram and Twitter. They're both at Don't Be Mad Podcast, or I guess for the Instagram.
Instagram is just Don't Be Mad.
Yeah.
The Twitter is Don't Be Mad Pod, P-O-D.
So just add us there. Follow us. Discuss anything with us. If you want to talk back, we will answer.
We answer as soon as we can, although we both work and Jason also has school. The second we see the message, either one of us, we
answer.
Try to contact whoever wrote it right away.
And shout out to Podbean. Podbean actually hosts our podcast. So all the files, everything we put up, all the episodes, they host it. So shout out to them. Service is amazing. Anyone this is not an ad or a plug or anything like that.
No, this is just us.
Just
like,
us, because
they made our life easier.
Made it easier for us. It's made it very good to upload. So shout out to them. And
also give a shout out to iHeartRadio for featuring us on the website.
We're on iHeartRadio now.
Yeah.
So
if you go on there on the website and search the podcast list, you can find us on Don't Be Mad. Just type it in and you'll find us.
Mobile and computer, whatever you listen to it on.
Well, I don't think we're on the mobile app yet because they don't have a lot of the podcasts on there. But
on the mobile app?
I know on the internet, like on the actual website, you can find every single episode of Don't Be Mad on there.
The episode's there. So tell your friends about us. Hopefully, they like the podcast when you share it. Share with as much people as you can. We've been getting good reviews so far from the people that we've been sharing it with. And thank you again for your continued support. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, it's gone a long way. And like I said, we've been doing this for 2.5, 3 months now. Yeah. And just the speed in which it's been picking up and the fact that we've had such good feedback. And like I said, the bigger we get, the more we'll be able to do for you, whether it's getting guests or just having more podcasts put out, just being able to provide you with more content that you guys enjoy. So please continue to support us, share, rate, listen, of course, whole nine.
And I believe, I think next week, if I'm in the mood, or if we're in the mood, I think we might do another contest. I'm not sure if it's going to be another Amazon giveaway. I'll think about it.
We'll figure it out. We'll do some brainstorming.
We'll do some brainstorming, but I think you guys deserve another contest, especially since you guys didn't follow the rules the first time. only a couple people followed the rules.
People don't read the terms and conditions.
So, if you guys can, go on any news updates, go on the website, theconnect.ca. And, this blog post, there's the forums there. So I'm telling you guys right now, this is the giveaway hint. Any contest that you guys want to win in, you have to be signed up to the forums to win the contest. So I want you guys to win the prizes, but you got to do what's necessary to win the prizes. So sign up to the forum.
I mean, I know it's a giveaway, but we're not just going to literally give it away.
Yeah. So you got to work for it too. And just go on the forum. It takes 2 seconds to really sign up and everything like that. And you can join in the discussion. There's a lot of interesting discussions there. So if anything, I usually answer if people answer. So you can ask me stuff directly. And if you have any questions, you could also email at don'tbemad@theconnect.ca and get all your information, questions. There's a comment site on the website. Anything you want to see, anything that you need, just let us know. And we'll be glad to provide it. All right,
so as always, you can find me on Twitter at LeftyLucky_.
And you can find me at JJNBA.
And that is it for this week. Thank you all so much for listening. Tune in next week at the same time as always when it pops up on your choice of listening app.
Yeah.
And we're going to enjoy the rest of our weekend.
Time to go to the gym and get drunk after that.
Take care, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Peace.